guys, welcome back to Clash with Cory. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell. In this video, we're going to continue my favorite series so far, and that is the base identification series, kind of focusing on Town Hall 10, but a lot of these same principles will apply to other Town Hall levels as well. So with that, let's go ahead and let's get started. We're gonna take a look at, three very different attacks in this video, and we're gonna identify the parts of these bases and the conditions that made these attacks ideal choice for these bases.
Nerf this!
We're going to be pulling these examples from a midweek war that just went down between WHF and War Whales. We did take a 1-star loss, but they had like 3 more Town Hall 12s than us, so coming within 1 star was a pretty good showing on our part. So, the first one that we're going to get into is a base that I tripled using Electron. And so let's talk about the things that I saw that made me decide to use an Electron, because I don't use Electron all the time. Actually, I don't use it very often at all. I practice with it a lot, though. So what I saw, first of all, this was not a fresh hit. This was already hit once. It had a Hound Loon in the CC, so my first thought was a minor hit. But then I noticed this dead space right in here, and then I also noticed the direction of these sweepers right there, over there, and noticed that this area right here was not covered by a sweeper. And that's one of the things you want to look for. It's really difficult to get good, consistent value with Electron if you're trying to blimp right into a sweeper. It'll push your E-drag out, and it'll start circling around the trash buildings and not get any value. So combine the no sweepers with the Hound Loon and the CC. Because if you bring in a blimp that flies and an E-drag and a Loon, it's not going to even pull that Hound Loon out of the CC. So, and then you combine that with this dead space right here, okay? And I thought, man, if I can pop that blimp right here with clone spells and rage about right here. First of all, because of this dead space, I know that my E-Dragon, he's not going to duck out of this base. I don't have to funnel it with heroes first. He's not going to duck out of the base because you got this dead space right here. So he's going to stay focused in here, here, or here. Either way, he's doing damage with that chain lightning inside the base, taking out defenses instead of being useless and taking out trash buildings, okay? Also, the queen is right in the area, all right? Her range is like right here, so obviously she's going to come right up to that blimp and get aggroed by that Electro drag, and he's going to have a chance to take her out. So, but with an Electron, you don't know exactly how much value you're going to get. It could be huge. It could be, not as much as you thought. But if you're not going into a sweeper and, you go ahead and place your spells correctly, you can usually get some pretty good value. So that was why I decided to do it. Now I had to think about my Sui hero portion. All right, now the draw for the CC goes outside of the base. So if I were to just Sui my heroes right here, they would end up having to deal with that Hound anyway. So that was a no-go. But CC's pretty close to the Electron area. So I figured if my Electron portion manages to take out the enemy's CC and I don't have to deal with it, then I would Sui my heroes right here. Because if the CC building's gone, the Hound Loon can never come out. And I can Sui heroes right here and get these buildings with my Sui. Pick up a wizard tower, pick up an air defense, good Sui value. Now, if this did not go down, I was planning on Suiing my heroes right here. At least picking up, air defense cannon, archer tower cannon, maybe another archer tower down here. So I had a plan either way if that CC stayed up or if it went down. Now, I planned on still having these buildings up over here and probably I don't know, some of these still up as well, and planning my Lalo that way, but you really have to react to what buildings go down, so it didn't end up turning out that way. So now we're going to go ahead and press play and see how this went down. Always lead the blimp in with a few loons just because Electron's getting fairly popular in the higher leagues, so you never know if somebody's going to put like a double black bomb to just stop your blimp dead in its tracks. All right, so I got that down right where I said I wanted to. I drew it up an arrow in an app first to figure out exactly where I wanted to drop that blimp. I used the Screen Master for Android. Nice straight line from the Town Hall so you can get your blimp dropped perfectly. Now the CC did go down. You see this baby dragon went down there? That was in preparation for my Sui heroes. But that E-Drag kept firing, and he actually took out that whole row of buildings right there. So I'm like, all right, plan B. I'll Sui my heroes over here now and get some more value, because my first choice, the E-Drag, took all those out. Not to mention, Because of that dead space there, it really focused on my loons, and definitely the E-Drag inside the base took out way more than I thought it was gonna. Those raged cloned loons actually took out both of those air defenses on the other side. And at this point, I've gotten way more of this base down than I thought I was going to get. So I start Lalo from right here. I'm coming at that remaining air defense, so hopefully I can pop one of these 3 hounds. And then my queen reaches over and takes it out too. So now I'm Laloing a base that has no air defenses. We got air skellies popping up, and I'm just kind of adjusting my plan on the fly, sending in hounds, fairly surgically, with loons in surgically behind. But yeah, ended up getting humongous value out of that Electron because of the things that we talked about in the base identification. And having that dead space, it's not necessary, but it's huge. I would say that not blimping into a sweeper, pretty necessary. Practicing this attack a lot before using it in war, also very necessary, because when you do practices over and over and over again, you're going to figure out what's working, you're going to figure out what's not working, and be able to make adjustments on the fly. So I held on to a couple loons here just because I didn't know if any of my hounds were going to pop at that point, so I was holding on to them to help with cleanup. There we go. There they go down in 2 areas that were pretty light on cleanup. Now the air skellies did manage to pop one of my hounds, so that was nice, but I had another haste that I never even needed. I got so much value from the Electrons, so much value from the Sui as well. I didn't notice from that little wall piece in there that my queen would be able to reach over and grab that air defense, and I forgot to pop her ability too. That single target took her down. I never popped her ability. It didn't matter, because it was such a good fit for an Electron. Not popping the queen was not a big deal. Managed to smash it with some excellent value. So now we're going to look at quite a bit different one here. We're going to look at number 31. We're going to look at a queen walk minor hit. Now this is going to be another one that was a cleanup hit, and this had a hound in the CC. So this definitely figured into doing a queen walk minor hit on it, because he's going to try not to deal with that CC except for a poison for the loon. So if you look right over, let's look at the air defense locations right here, and then all the rest of them are way over here. All right, this whole area over here is not covered by air defenses, so it makes it a really good candidate to walk a queen down this area, this way, taking out a bunch of value. She's not going to get fried by a single. The range on the multi-target Inferno is not going to be able to reach her healers, and the air defense, they're not going to be able to reach her healers as well. So that's why Raphael decides to, use 4 healers on a queen walk, a full health, full strength queen walk with those 4 healers down this side, and pick up all this value over here, and keeping it well out of the range of that hound in the enemy CC. Now, Now he's going to bring in his Wrecker right here, and then his King down on this other side right here, just so that he can miner right straight into here. Nice clean path for the miners coming through there. It spreads out a little bit after that, but that's okay. And since it's got a Hound Loon in the CC, miners are going to be a good option, but then you kind of want to decide how you're going to do your miner hit. Mass miner is not always the best way to go. If you can get great value from a 2 healer queen walk or a 4 healer queen walk, then usually that can be stronger than just a mass miner, as long as you've got an area to walk your queen safely. Very short attack here too. Looks like he gets this base taken care of in like 1 minute and 30 seconds. Wow, only using half the time that he could have used, the 3 minutes for this attack. So he did an excellent job identifying the weakness of this base with the Hound Loon CC. So he's got the first heal down on his miners there, and got that poison on that loon. It's always nice when the Hound and Loon lock on to the wall wrecker, because it's got a lot more health than regular miners. If your loon's heading towards a group of miners, you want to get him healed before that loon has a chance to drop on him, and you want to make sure you have that poison spell down on that loon well before it gets to them as well. So he's got some great heal placement right in the middle. The miners were out on both sides dealing with 2 different wizard towers. They were within range of the multi-target Inferno, and he placed that heal in an area that it covered all of them in that core. Very nicely done. His queen is going very strong on the back end of that base. She did have to burn her ability, but that's okay. She took out a ton of defenses over there, a ton of buildings overall. Did a really great job of identifying the weakness on this base. Very nice hit from Raphael. He's got Queen at full health at the end of this, and plenty of miners left to get it done. That Hound is not doing anything. It's chasing miners around, just being ineffective. I don't even know how much damage they do anymore, like 10 or 20 or something independently. So you can just ignore it, honestly. Very, very nicely done by Raphael on identifying a great base for a queen walk miner. Now we're going to look at a base versus a damage CC, because that's what probably most of you guys are facing most of the time. So let me take a look at Sir Bacon here. This is a really nice hybrid attack. It's a hybrid between like a queen charge and a wrecker entry. And these can be very, very strong on the right type of base. So he's going to walk his queen down right here. Here, let's go and take a look real quick. First of all, this air defense can be trouble for a regular queen walk unless you plan on breaking her in right here, because your queen can't reach it from there if you don't break in the wall, but it can reach her healers as she's walking by. So anytime you have an air defense that is 4 spaces back from the wall, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, and then the wall is 4 spaces back from an outer wall, that's an area that's dangerous to queen walk. But Nicholas on this one, who plays the Sir Bacon account, he's going to end up breaking in right here, so that's going to be just fine. He's going to have access to that area of defense really, really soon. So over here we've got some really, really easy funneling, and that's always nice on a queen walk or queen charge to determine which way she's going to walk. He's got a really easy funnel. He's got a 2 space gap back here between these 2 buildings, so she's not going to try and reach around and go this way. So a really easy funnel, really easy place to determine that your queen is for sure going to walk this way. Okay. Now, and also access to that air defense, so she's not going to be in that much danger. Now, when he does break in right here with this queen charge, he's going to have access to this enemy king and access to this enemy queen and access to the enemy CC as well. And as you know, if you've seen any of my base identification videos that include any sort of a hog attack, those are 3 things that you really, really want to deal with. Especially, you have to deal with the enemy CC, and you have to deal with the defensive queen if you're going to have any success with hogs. Now, you can get away with not killing the enemy BK, but if you can get both of those heroes and the CC, then you're going to have a lot better shot at being successful with hogs. If that king is a high level, like a level 40, as we see on this base, as we see in all of our competitive wars, all those heroes are maxed. So level 40 king can be an awful lot for 4 or 8 hogs left at the end of a raid to deal with. So anytime you can take out both of those heroes, hogs become a much better option, much easier option for the base. So going to be able to deal with that king very soon. CC's coming out, has a poison down on it. Now he's got a rage down for when that wall wrecker pops. And that is the first rage that he has used. Now, usually you get to conserve your rages a little bit more on these, because that wrecker gets out in front of that queen and tanks, so you don't always have to rage her. As you see in this one, he didn't have to rage his queen at all. He actually dropped that rage down kind of to try and catch all of it in there in the middle, but he does still have a rage. Now, his healers did take some fire from that other air defense up top, so he's only got 1 healer left on this one. It can be hard to tell sometimes exactly what's going to be able to reach your healers and what you're going to be able to get taken out in time. But since he's got a rage and he's still got an ability, she's still going to be able to do great work in there. And remember, he took out those 3 main objectives for hogs that we were talking about. Another one is create pathing. He also did that as well. Left by the time she was done in that big compartment, all he's got left around this base is a nice thin path. He can keep his hogs concentrated. His heals can be effective because he's created some really good pathing with that opener, with that queen charge, and combined with that wrecker entry. When you're doing a queen charge into a wrecker entry, usually it's Valks that you're going to want to use because they're going to be effective at dealing with enemy CC. They're going to be effective at tanking for your queen. They're going to be effective at killing those enemy heroes. Once in a while at Town Hall 11, I'll see loons used if you're going into an area of really, really concentrated, really dangerous defenses. But normally Valks are going to be the best choice. You might think about using bowlers to get more bowler bounces. I would not recommend it though, because that wall wrecker is out front. It's out in front of the queen charge. So when that wrecker breaks, your bowlers don't have that much health. not that much health at all. So if you use bowlers in there, when that wall wrecker pops, they're going down really fast. If they're under heavy fire, if the enemy CC's there, if the enemy heroes are there, which if you're doing a hog attack, that's exactly what you're trying to get to. So if you're thinking about using bowlers, I would personally recommend against it, just because they don't have enough HP to stay alive and do a whole heck of a lot in there. So there you go. 3 very different attacks, and trying to go over the little things that you're looking for to be successful with those different attacks. Now, obviously, in one video, I can't cover every different attack style. So this is a series. If you just found it, if this is the first one you've seen, this is the 7th one in the series. So look at that playlist on my channel. I keep them all in the base identification playlist, and you're going to be able to go back over it and see such a huge variety of attacks. Now, another big thing, obviously, looking at videos like this is going to help, but you need to practice the attacks that you plan on using. Once you practice and you know what to look for from videos like this, then you can start looking at bases and you can start saying, hey, would this attack work? No. Would this attack work? No. Would this attack work? Ooh, this attack might work. And when you become fluent in a wide variety of these different kind of attacks, then it becomes a lot easier to tackle any town hall base that comes your way. But that being said, it's not easy. There's no short way. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of practice. So, watching the whole series of this video it's going to be a lot more helpful than just catching 1 or 2. But you also have to practice these strategies if you plan on using them to be effective. So with that, I hope you guys liked the video. I know this is my favorite series. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have any ideas for other videos. Also, check out the details below my videos. I've got really good resources for you in there. You can come hang out with me on my Discord server. I got links to WHF's recruiting Discord server for the WHF clan family. Also have links to WHF's live streamers, so check out the details of my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Nerf this!